Time for you to lower your bar. Really, lower it. I mean, it makes sense. You're transgender, you're LGBTQ, you're queer, maybe you haven't even came out. It's time for you to lower your bar when you're looking for a partner. And wait, no, I'm not talking about lowering your standards. What I'm talking about is lowering your bar. We can be very critical of ourselves. So it's time for us to lower our bar, not other people and our expectation of other people. So that's what we're going to be talking about today is what is this bar? How do you define what it is? And then how do you elevate it? Because ultimately, we would want a bar to be relatively close to our partner so we're both adding value. Let's dive into it. What is the bar? Okay, well, I have a really good friend, Alan, and he had a great suggestion, which is a never again list. Never again will I do these things. And that could be red flags, that could be dead ends, that could be things that came up that you realized, after spending time with somebody that it wasn't right. So use these as that filter to lower in this case, it's going to be lowering their bar. So use it to lower their bar. The second is defining what your requirements are. What, in regards to the bar, what requirements do you have in relationships? Do you want them to be a growth partner? Do you want them to help you in career? There's a menu of so many different options of how people can exchange and add value in meaningful ways. And then the third is look at relationships around you as a really good barometer or a really good line in the sand to say, oh, these 4 people in my life, whether it's my brother, sister, a friend from college, a friend from grade school, these have been good relationships. What's amazing about their characteristics? Maybe that's something that I would like to pull more into defining what that bar is for me and defining what that bar is for the people that I bring into my life in a relationship way. So we talked a little bit about what it is. Now we want to talk about how do you find out you're at the right spot, right? And this is where we go into more of the reflective part where, we take an assessment and just like those 3 things we talked about before, write it down, like define what your values are, reflect on those values. What do you bring to the table to relationships? What do you bring to the table in life? There's so many different things. Some people are really good at gaming, and some people like exploring the world. Some people have a unique way of relating to people. These are all things that you bring to the table. So take time and define what those things are that you bring to the table. The second is talk to people that care about you, that really care about you, and ask them, hey, Ariel, hey, Jake, what do you think that I bring to the table? What creates my bar? What do you think are the positive attributes that I have that I can help elevate and highlight those as part of relationships that I bring in a positive, meaningful way? And then the last one is really, it's a trial process, right? And you go out and you date, and sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. That was part of the reason for creating this video. Was a friend said, I think you may have lowered your bar a little bit too much, and he said, don't ever lower your bar. And I'm saying lower my bar, but not the bar for the other people. So there's a difference. But get feedback and just kind of keep a journal, some way for you to mentally say, oh, these types of people typically don't work well, or it's not a match of values, or it's not a match of maybe partnership compatibility. And then the third thing, now that we've talked about how do you assess what your bar is, the third one is how do you elevate your bar? So this comes back to just having that perpetual growth mindset. We are all on a journey of our own individual paths And each one of these paths has levels of growth involved in it. So be thinking about how can you accelerate that growth, that personal growth. Where are your roadblocks? Again, go back to the people that really care about you. What areas in your relationship do you need to foster so that you can be a really strong partner and you can elevate both your bar and their bar and get better outcomes. I think the second is like aligning with people around that have similar values as you. You know, you could be a very progressive or very conservative or very religious, and making sure that you're spending time and energy and pulling in those people and also cultivating those relationships. So I think those are two ways that you can elevate and kind of connect. And ultimately what we want to do is, for me at least, right, is find a partner where we're almost at the same level and we both have really solid bars and we're able to contribute to each other's lives in meaningful ways. And it's aligned with both our core values and the changing values. And we're able to change that bar over time. So hope this helps. Good luck in your journey of finding out what your bar is and the continuous process of that.